Manga spoilers, by the way. After the last chapter where we saw Chris Prince talking about subbing into the match, taking off his tracksuit, being all extra, we see Igaguri and Yoichi confused from the bench due to the fact that he decided to sub in so late into the game. Neokazuma is excited seeing that his master is going in to help them win, believing that Chris Prince is going to teach them himself, but that's when Chris Prince shuts him down, saying that for him to join and teach the team right now is nonsense, as he says that since the score is 2-2, the last one to score will be the hero of the match, and that he's coming off the bench so he can score and look good, as he takes off his shirt, again looking all extra, trying to aura farm. As Manshine's bench is surprised to see that Chris is acting like a total egoist, we see the referee give Chris a yellow card to where he says that he knows. Bastard's bench can't take this guy seriously, but that's when we cut to the field again when Rayo asks Chris Prince what their formation will be. As Chris subs himself in for driver, he says that they're going with a hyper offensive team with him and Agi at the forward position, Nagi and Chigiri spread out on the wings, and Rayo being their centerpiece playmaker. Chris tells Nagi that his goal was nice, but he then asks Rayo about what he said about wanting to become the world's best player alone, asking him if he's given up on that dream, and isn't Blue Lock the place to make the world #1 striker. But Rayo says that it doesn't matter because his real dream is winning the World Cup anyways. He's fine with Nagi becoming the world's best striker, with him being his right-hand man to get him there. He's made his choice already, and for the sake of his dream, Blue Lock can just be a stepping stone. As Chris asks if this is his new ideal, Rayo says that it's not, but it's his ego instead. We then see Noah come in saying that they're talking about ideals this and ideals that, but in the end, Chris is only thinking about showing himself off, stating that he's failed as a master. Chris mentions that he hasn't forgotten about last year's UEFA Men's Player of the Year award, and that he ended up right behind him as second place, and if he wasn't there then he'd be first place, stating it was close. But that's when Noah flexes on him, saying that he got a total of 882 votes to his measly amount of 201, and that their vote gap was the largest in history. After they have a little dispute, Noah tells Bastard that he isn't subbing into the match as a forward but as a defensive midfielder instead, so he can shut down Chris Prince, to where he just says that he'd like to see him try. Noah tells Chris to back off, being that this isn't his stage to shine on, and Chris tells Noah that he hates that part of him a lot. As Isagi sees that the field is changing now that both masters are subbing into the match, he says that he must assess the situation so he can be the first one to take over the match. Ever since Isagi has acquired Metavision, his abilities have all evolved exponentially, but even with all that, it wasn't enough to beat Kaiser. His overall speed and body movements are slower than his, and above all that, he does not possess the Kaiser impact. Even when Isagi wants to use his direct shot, Kaiser can easily stop it because he also has Metavision, which means it isn't enough to be on the same level as him. The final piece that he needs in order to beat Kaiser is to have one thing where he can overcome him in. Now that both master strikers have come onto the field, the game's gonna be way different than before, and if Isagi manages to accurately input and analyze the data from them faster than anyone else, that's when we switch towards Yukimiya's perspective of things. Yukimiya says that those superstars shouldn't be getting all fired up. Yukimiya is pissed that he hasn't done anything in this match yet, and it looks like he just ran around a lot like an idiot. As he takes off his glasses and says that his eyes are still fine, but it's getting a little blurry, he says that that's not what he should be worried about as of right now, and that he hasn't stood out at all, and he's lucky that he didn't get subbed out of the match just now, stating that if he wants the match to end like this, he won't ever get another chance. The match is now 2-2 with one goal left to decide the winner. Yukimiya says that this is his last chance and that he needs to put his life on the line, to where we see Isagi say that he needs to meta the field faster than Kaiser, as they both claim to be the ones to steal the last goal for themselves. The Bastard players all huddle around Noah, as he says that he's going to ally himself with whoever plays the most logically. We then cut to Chris talking to Manshine City, saying it's the last goal, asking all of them if they're just gonna watch him be the hero of the match, or will one of them become the hero themselves. as this game has entered its final stages. Whoever scores wins the game, as the commentator asks, who will be the one to win, the superstars or the dark horses, as we see the game restart. As we see the game restart with Ness in possession of the ball and the timer for the star change system starts, we see Isagi say that first he should take note of the situation, and that with Chris and Noah playing in the match, he can't just charge in and steal the ball like he's been doing, and if he does, then 𝙍𝙬 will just sabotage him like last time. But Isagi remembers Noah saying that he'll ally himself with whoever plays the most logically, so he tells himself to stop thinking about trying to score off a fluke, and he should be more calm and precise instead to score the final goal. He needs to live up to Noah's expectations. As 𝙍𝙬 and Ness are making 1-2 passes to each other, we see Ness with the ball as he gets by Agi with ease before passing the ball back to 𝙍𝙬. But that's when we see Chris Prince step up to the plate to 𝙍𝙬, saying that he's heard the rumors, as he greets 𝙍𝙬 and also asks him if he can show him what he's made out of. 𝙍𝙬 doesn't take the bait as he passes the ball back to Ness, saying that he won't fall for such a childish trick, but Chris taunts him more, saying that he's disappointed that he's running away already, and that he acts all high and mighty against opponents weaker than him, but cowers in the face of someone stronger, asking him if he's a coward, calling him boy. That's when 𝙍𝙬 has had enough of Chris talking down to him, and tells Ness to give him the ball, saying that he's going to send Chris, calling him an old geezer, to hell. As Chris is excited, we see him dash towards 𝙍𝙬, making the first move. 𝙍𝙬 tries to dribble past Chris quickly, but that's when Chris follows up and tries to hold him by his chest. As Isagi is observing this matchup, he says that 𝙍𝙬 has definitely kicked things up a gear, but Chris is still able to easily keep up with him, and that both are attacking and defending without leaving even the tiniest gap, stating that it's impossible to interfere with their duel. As we see players surrounding them, Chris continues to taunt 𝙍𝙬, telling him to try and get past him, questioning if he's unable to do it alone, asking him if that's all he's got, making fun of his title of New Gen 11. 𝙍𝙬 gets pissed, then hits a double touch nutmeg on him to try and get through, but that's when we see Chris still on him as he spun around and made this duel physical, trying to body 𝙍𝙬. As Chris calls him a small fry, that's when we see Noah come in, saying to Chris, look who's talking. Noah is fast, and even though Isagi can see it, he states that his body can't react fast enough to it. But that's when we see Ryo coming in and beat everyone to the loose ball. As Isagi is shocked at this, asking if Ryo's reflexes are on par with Noah's, asking how is he able to keep up with them with just pure physicality, that's when Isagi comes to the conclusion that even though he might be doing it subconsciously, Ryo is starting to attain metavision as well. As Chigiri gets the second ball, we see him cut past Grim and Kurona with ease. Isagi sees Chigiri's super Mach speed inside cuts, and says that even though his vision is better than Chigiri's, in a 1v1 goal scoring situation, Chigiri has already made it into the world class domain. As the Red Panther bares his fangs as he's approaching his 44-degree goal zone, Isagi is worried, being that if he gets in that zone, he's going to score no doubt. But that's when we see Yukimiya coming in, standing in Chigiri's zone, saying that he's going to defang and declaw him, telling him to pipe the hell down. Chigiri is shocked that Yukimiya caught up with his top speed coming from the other side of the field, as he asks him if he wants to get devoured that badly. Isagi tries to assess the situation in front of the goal as Chigiri has stopped, as all the forwards start to close in on Bastard's net. As Chigiri is still outside of his range, as he's up against Yukimiya, he says that he has to go for it, being that the winner of the match will be decided in an instant. As he hits Yukimiya with a fake to shake him off, as he cuts inside, he sees his shot course as clear as day, and as he's about to shoot the ball, that's when 𝙍𝙬 comes in and hits his body against Chigiri, saying he was 0.2 seconds too slow. As Chigiri knows that he took one too many touches, saying that he can't shoot, he at least tries to connect the ball to Chris to not waste this moment. As Chris has the ball, Noah is on him, saying that he's not good enough, stating that he's going to crush him completely. As Chris talks about how textbook Noah's playstyle is, cutting off his shooting angle and pressing him, he tells Noah that he's already too late. As Noah calls him crazy, telling him that he has nowhere to shoot, that's when Chris admits that logically speaking, he doesn't have a shot course to shoot the ball, but it would be complete suicide if he tries to challenge Noah in a battle of logic, so he created a move to surpass him, as he calls it his new illogical weapon, as he chips the ball. As this catches Noah off guard, we see 𝙍𝙬 confused, seeing that Chris had hit a knuckleball, but he quickly sees that the ball is coming at him so fast and it's randomly wobbling like crazy. As Chris calls it the world's most random shot, stating that he doesn't even know where it's going to end up, calling it his unstoppable knuckleball. We see 𝙍𝙬 trying to figure out what to do, asking himself if he should go left or right, and to depend on reflex or intuition. But that's when he states that not even he can predict and stop this shot. But in that moment, we see Isagi Yoichi charging forth towards the goal. But that's when Isagi shouts at 𝙍𝙬 to go low. As 𝙍𝙬 does just that, we see Isagi go high and manage to actually kick the ball away, deflect. Igaguri and Raichi are hyped up from his all or nothing body block save. We see Yukimiya, Kaiser, and Noah shocked, with Chris being absolutely dumbfounded by this. Isagi says that he can see it clearly, and that even though it's impossible to read the trajectory of the shot, he could still read at which point was the most vulnerable, and that he could just defend that spot, saying that it was a huge gamble, but it paid off. Saying that he's devoured the world's number 2, and that now it's his turn, with everyone watching Gulag TV hyped as hell watching all of this happen. As the commentator glazes Isagi for his all or nothing body block as he shouts for someone to get the second ball, we see Corona manage to get the second ball, saying to Isagi that it looks like he's on a roll. As Isagi is thrilled at this, he says that ever since Noah and Chris entered the game, the field has become much more chaotic than it ever was before, and even Kaiser shouldn't be able to fully understand the current situation. And that if he can hit Manshine with an all-out counter right now, and with the help of Corona, there's a chance he can score. Since Manshine committed most of their team on the offense and their defense isn't set yet, he needs to quickly analyze the field and find a route that no one else sees. As Isagi sees this as his golden opportunity, that's when Yukimiya comes in and steals the ball from Isagi. As Isagi is confused why Yukimiya is taking the ball from him, Yukimiya tells him to shut up and that he shouldn't think that the world revolves around him, as he claims that this game is his now, and that he's running out of time. As Yukimiya charges forth, we see him get past Chigiri in an instant and Ryo soon after. Ryo says that he didn't see this coming, questioning if he's going to dribble all the way from his half to theirs. We see Agi say that it looks like Yukimiya was aiming for this all along. We then cut to Yukimiya's backstory as he's asked the doctor how he looks in his glasses, replying with that the glasses look good on him, and his treatment is going smoothly, and that his eyes haven't been getting any better, but haven't been getting any worse either, telling Yukimiya to take it easy for now. Yukimiya then tells his doctor that he thinks he has come to terms with his diagnosis, asking him if he knows the phrase, "God will never give us more than we can handle," saying that that's why he believes that God wouldn't have given him that condition if he didn't think he can overcome it. As Yukimiya charges into Manshine's half with 2 players on him, he says that his golden opportunity finally came, and from the beginning, his only target was a chaotic, all-out counterattack as he broke past 2 more Manshine players. As Yukimiya has 5 bodies to his name, we see his 6th victim come in trying to tackle him, but that's when he flicks the ball over the player and runs past him. As Igaguri and Raichi are shocked that Yukimiya got past 6 players from his own half as he's in front of the goal, Yukimiya recites the phrase that God never gives anyone more than they can handle. And as he recites the phrase one more time as he's reminiscing on his past, that's when he shoots the ball past the final 2 defenders of Manshine City. As Manshine's goalkeeper sees that the ball is spinning abnormally, failing to realize in time how Yukimiya's gyro shot worked, as it looks like the ball is about to go into the net, and that all of his pain and suffering was for this very moment. That's when we see Chris Prince come in from the far side of the goal, as he does what Isagi just did to him in the last play and clear the ball from the net. We then see him call Yukimiya's shot pathetic, with a bored and unfazed look on his face, making Yukimiya tremble in his cleats. Hey guys, DarkheroJosh here, and that was the moment Isagi destroyed the world's #2 player, Chris Prince. It looked like you guys really fucked with the first part of this series that I wanted to do, so I wanted to give you guys a part 2 for sure before the year ended. Depending on how this video does though, will determine how fast I'll drop the last part, because I already have it in the vault as we speak. But if you guys did enjoy the video, then please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and comment down what other things Blue Lock you guys want to see on the channel next. Reminders to also join the Discord and follow the socials like the Twitter and the Instagram. I'm being much more active on there, trust. And without further ado, I hope you guys do have a great day, and see ya.